Wow. So I kind of think we're here. I'd like to kind of think we're here. Let's just see if I got everybody in the chat. Yes, it says I'm live. So how fantastic is that? Oh, it's cold. It's a little bit cold here. So, and we're in South Texas. So I know it's cold for a lot of other people too. So let me see if I can find out what's going on, if I can actually really see something. Give me a second. And I think we're going a lot of places. I would hope. hmm Yep. Okay. So I seen you over here on my page, and that's the most important place. And it's also going into other places, but I just want to make sure everybody sees me. Hey, Debbie, how are you? I'm so glad you're here. Awesome, awesome, awesome. So I've missed you, honey, a lot. So interestingly, I have some great things I wanted to share with us today. Hopefully, I got my glasses handy. And I'm calling this a queen, a clean sweep for the queen. How's that? It's a queen sweep. 2024 clean sweep. So we start off just awesome, just with whatever things that we want to create for this year for 2024. There's no reason for it not to show up. We've got it. We're good. And then the other part is, they always say, you know, we've always told us you can move that mountain. You're powerful enough, you can move that mountain. And so it's like, okay, well, what mountain? And why do I want to do it? And if I wanted to move a mountain, how? How do I move that mountain? So there's some good stuff in here that I wanted to share with y'all. So the mountain that we're moving is the mountain that's blocking our flow of prosperity. And that's a big mountain, but it can move super, super easy. So I've been studying. I study every morning in my study group about 6 a.m. for the first hour. And then I have a routine. I do my gratitude. I write my intention for the day. I do my meditation. I journal anything that I need to. And then any ideas that come through that I don't want to forget that I can work on for this week or this month or this year or the next 3 months. I set little mini steps and keep up with those ideas that come through and move them into action plans. So that's how all that works. So in my studies, I'm still studying this book of Bob Proctor's. I hope you can see it. Can you see it? You Were Born Rich. And like I said before, I've had this book for some time. I had no idea how powerful it truly, truly was. I'm in the last chapter and I finished it. And I'm going to go back and read the whole book again because it's kind of like you never finish this, you never finish it. So, what this last chapter about is the vacuum law. So, there's our clean sweep. And it's the vacuum law of prosperity. So, as we do our understand how to go through and use this universal law of prosperity, we sweep clear and start our 2024 right, and we can move that mountain. So in here, he tells a story, and I just think it's hilarious. And I'm going to paraphrase it for you instead of reading things, but there are a few things here I might read. But he's talking about his Aunt Marge. And he went to visit her. And she told him that she just was appalled by her drapes and her furniture in her living room. And Bob just smiled at her and said, "No, really, Aunt Marge, you love them. And she's like, no, I don't love them at all. Why would I love them? No, I don't love them. And he said, you love them because you're keeping them close to you. You're keeping that energy near you. And it's all about love and what you like being close to you. I made a note because love is the level of vibration, um, the level of vibrational energy. So it's kind of like, okay. She's like, no, I don't love them. And he said, you do, otherwise you wouldn't keep them close to you. For the only things we have in our life are those things that we love or are in harmony with. And so, of course, she had a difficult time accepting that. And who would have it? Who else would have me? I would have a difficult time accepting that. And so he said, what you need to do is get rid of them. Just get rid of them. Of which her husband had a hissy fit. He's like, oh no, we're not getting rid of those until we get new drapes in here. Bob said, well, until you get rid of them, you're not going to have any new drapes. And so that seemed to be all that his Aunt Marge needed to hear. So she went into action and engaged Bob in yanking down the drapes. Too much of her husband's shock and fear. And he's like, oh no, don't you now I'm gonna have to go buy new drapes. And Bob smiled again. He said, no, just let it be. Just give it time. You'll find out. Just let it go on. You're now in the universal law. And the deal with the drapes is she had to give them away. Give them to a charity, give them to someplace that would appreciate them and love them, and give them when she can well know that hers are going to be replaced with something she likes. So, and he said, now if you sell them, that will be your exchange, your universal exchange. The money you get for them is going to be a universal exchange. But if you give them, then the universe is going to provide for you in ways you need to just be aware to replace those drapes. And so she did that. And he said for a while they had no drapes in their living room. And then one day he went back and there were beautiful drapes in there, and she was so happy, so happy. And then he went back a little bit later and there was no furniture in the living room. So she really got a hold of it. She got the handle of it and was happy. She started getting rid of stuff she didn't like. And he said a while later, he and his wife went to go visit his Aunt Marge. They had a nice visit. And when they left, his wife said to him in the car, well, doesn't her house look nice? Look how nice her living room is and everything. And Bob said he just smiled to himself because he knew what she did. He knew how it worked. So it's really curious how we are. So where is it that you could do a clean sweep? He mentioned your closet, your clothes, anything that you don't enjoy wearing anymore or that you're saving for a rainy day. Unless it has a special memory to you, a special emotional attachment to you, make room for new. We're in a new energy across this planet anyway. So make room for this awesome new to come to you. And this is also how you move mountains, because he says here, this law applies not only to our physical world, but also to our mental domain. So understand that whenever you wish to entertain new ideas, we must first be willing to let go of or challenge some of our old ones. So what is he talking about there? He's talking about our belief systems, our paradigms that have ruled us and controlled us for forever, that we can't have. I'm not worthy of this. So those are old ideas and beliefs. I can only make this much. I've got to do this in order to make this. Well, the universe has a different way for us to make money. And it's not about changing time for money. It's about changing the way you're thinking and create that vacuum law of prosperity. So when you recognize some of those doubts, some of those things that you subconsciously say to yourself all the time about why you can't do this, why you can't have that, this is the only way you can make money for this, this is the only thing you can do for now, I am limited. You're not. You're an unlimited being of light. You're full of infinite potential, especially now, especially in this new energies that are coming to the planet that have cleared the old stuff that has been holding us back, that has been controlling our minds and our bodies and even our computers for so long. And I posted a thing on YouTube from Cryon. He's an awesome channeler. And I follow him every once in a while, but this was perfect. What I loved, he said about the dark times are over. The dark energies are leaving. They are leaving. But our dark energies, we hold in our thinking. We hold ourselves back. We continue to tell ourselves the lies that have been fed to us under the control of the dark energies we've had before. So notice there is nothing that Source, the divine creator of all, does not want you to have. He doesn't expect you to come in and he's mad at you or he's angry at you or you get punished for something, because you are a beautiful being of light. You are part of the creator energy. And with all of this stuff clearing us, there's no reason except our own thinking, which is what we're used to. So it's going to take a little doing to get us to not think that way, to get us to, oh, what was that thought? Did I catch that? So by using this vacuum of prosperity, by noticing what is it that you're just putting up with, what is it that you're just letting slide from day to day to day? That's how you're sliding. And are you backsliding? Or are you moving forward? Are you moving that mountain? This is how it's so easy to move that mountain, because those mountains are those blocks that we have pre-programmed and have run in our own body system, our own computer system, and it's time for a reboot. It's time for an upgrade. You know how your computer has to get an upgrade every so often? Well, we are the same way. So start thinking about those things. Know that there's nothing that you can't do. There's nothing that's not available to you. And you are so, so not a sinful being that you have to be punished. You're just a beautiful being of light. So it's like, recognize that. It may take some doing because we still have lifetimes and lifetimes of keeping ourselves down and of beating ourselves up and of letting ourselves know that, no, I don't deserve that. No, I can only go here. Oh no, that's not for me. But now, even though we've had that for lifetimes, we still have some residual junk of it. It's just going to take a little time for each one of us and a little agreement with yourself that, yes, I'm ready to change. I'm ready to fix this. This 2024 is my best year ever. And that is a true statement, because we are in the golden age. We are there. All of the dark energies that have been here, that have controlled us and stopped us, are leaving. They have no choice. They cannot stay here any longer. They're still trying to do stuff to keep us under control. And they're going to, what is it, do their Hail Mary every chance that they can get. But each time they do a Hail Mary, there's less and less and less of them that is able to do their Hail Mary. So I think that's basically what I wanted to say. Have y'all got any questions you wanted to talk to me about while I'm here? This was quick. I mean, it's kind of like I knew what I need to say and I'm going to say it. Over here it says remove the kinks in your mind. Visualize your body as being an instrument through which a non-physical creative energy flows. You should liken this to an ordinary garden hose, which you may be using to water the garden at the back of your home. And then suppose for a moment that you decide to water the flower bed in the front of the house. And so you go traipsing along and you pull that garden hose to the front of the house. And when you get there, there's only a little bitty trickle of water coming out because along the way, as you pulled it, the garden hose got a kink in it. That's like our mind. That's what's going on with us. We have a kink in it. We have a kink in our thinking. But in the garden hose, you can go right to it. Oh, here's the kink. Let me fix it. Let me change it. And then the water goes and you water the front. So start looking at yourself like, that feels like a kink. Why did I say no to that? Why was my first impression, I don't want to do that. Leave me alone. Where did that come from? Whoop, there's that kink. So it's like, you are a being of light. You're full of energy. You're full of ideas. You're full of spirit. And basically, Source has got your back. So if you reach your hand out, it'll be held for you because it's time for us to wake up. It's time for us to be in our flow of our creative energy because this is how we manifest by creating, and it's through our ideas and taking the actions that come to us that we want to do to make that idea come into fruition. Hi, Cheryl. I see you're here too. Awesome. So I hope this helps you. There is a poem or a saying back here that I wanted to share with you. It's in the very back of the book. One and only you. Every single blade of grass and every flake of snow is just a wee bit different. There's no two alike, you know. From something small like grains of sand to each gigantic star, all were made with this in mind, to be just as they are. How foolish then to imitate, how useless to pretend, since each of us come from a mind whose ideas never end. There'll only be just one of me to show what I can do, and you should likewise feel very proud. There's only one of you. That is where it all starts, with you, a wonderful, unlimited human being. And that's from James T. Moore. Just breathe that in. Yeah, no more kinks. No more kinks in our hose. No more blocks. Face that mountain and go, hey, hey. And here's what another saying here about giving. Giving to get he had tried, yet his store was still meager. To a wise man he cried, in a voice keen and eager, pray tell me how I may successfully live. And the wise man replied, to get, you must give. As to giving, he said, what have I to give? I'm scarce enough bread, and of course one must live. But I would partake in life's bountiful shore. Came the wise man's response, then you must give more. The lesson he learned, to get was forgotten. Toward mankind he turned with a love new begotten. As he gave of himself in useful living, Then joys crowned his days, for he grew rich in giving. And that was by Arthur William Beer. Now I'm telling you, this is a good book. Yeah, it's an awesome book. So, yes, kink, not link. To get rid of your kink, you got a link to all of your prosperity. How's that? It starts with you. Only, oh, kink in your hose. Okay, using that. I hope everybody got something out of this. I know I did. I know I did. And when things move me, sometimes I can't help but say, oh, this is for my friends. This is for my family. And so even though I just go on and on sometime, it's because I love you so. And I would love for all of us to move that mountain and understand that vacuum law of prosperity, where we're in complete and total love, life, and abundance. So our job right now, because the remnants are still here, and it may take a year or so to clear it up, and I'm hoping not, but each one of us lives within ourselves. So focus on you. Focus on what's going on within you instead of all the nonsense outside. Find your kinks, find your links that will connect you to your prosperity. And don't worry about anything else, because what you think about is what you bring about. Just like Marge, she didn't like those curtains, and she said that all the time and was stuck with those curtains and was not in a good mood. And then yanked those curtains down, and her husband wasn't in a good mood for a while. And then things started to change. So you have to take a leap of faith. You have to jump out there, start it, try it. Okay. We've been on for 22 minutes. At least that's what my thing says. I like this. Divine feminine numbers, twos and twos. So have an awesome Wednesday. Make sure you see this and replay this if you need to. But decide while you're on the call. Make a note. What is it that you're going to look at? And don't do it all in one day. If it's a big mountain, you're not going to just high hurdle it and make it. Take it in little pieces so you don't get stressed and overwhelmed. Because, like what I'm doing, because I have all these ideas coming along, more ideas about this class, more ideas about that class, more ideas about an art class, a money class, or this class, or that class. So I'm taking them, I write them all down, and it's like, okay, I'll take this little piece as I can, take this little piece as I can. And the other thing is that this law, vacuum law of prosperity, it is a continued thing. You don't just do it one time and say, I'm done. Good for me. I'm done. You get to go again and again and again, because new stuff shows up and new ways for you to apply your vacuum law of prosperity. You'll see. So decide, what is it that you want to start? I know, Debbie, you've already been clearing out a lot of stuff. So if you're pretty well set in the household, everybody, start going in and going into that closet that's in your head. Start look at it like a closet, or look at it like a garden with the garden hose. Look at it and see, ooh, there's a section over there that's got a whole bunch of shoes crammed up over there on top of each other. Well, it's not really shoes, it's all your old behaviors, all your old thinking. So which ones of those can you clear out? Pick one, work on it. If you need help with that, I'm here. That's my job. That's the work I do. Be happy to coach you on it, get you through it. Okay. Okay. Thanks for being here with me. Love you. See you next week. The library in the head needs some dusting off. We all do. And just remember, you can dust it off, but some of that dust is like lacquered in. really, really stuck in there. So you're going to get the little bit of a top layer. And you feel good about that. Do that. But then when you go back again, you're going to say, oh, this right here is sticky. All of this didn't come off. So scrub off that sticky layer. And then that's one's going to lead to another and to another. But I'm tackle one at a time because I don't want you overwhelmed. I don't want you discouraged. I don't want you sad. I don't want you upset. Pick the most pressing thing as you were listening to this call with me today. What popped up in your head that was like, this one thing, I need to work on this one. Get the vinegar for the stickiness. That's right. Call me. I can be the vinegar. I'll help you. Okay. Love you guys. Have a good one. Bye for now. See ya.